Hello and welcome to class 299. Almost 300, eh? Oh, 300 classes. Can you believe it? Well, not yet. Eh? Don't count your chickens before they hatch. All right. We say in English, no cuentes los polluelos antes que salgan del huevo. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Cuando se rompe el huevo, se dice con un pollo dentro, eh? We say to hatch. Now, to make a fried egg, you break the egg. Eh? You don't hatch the egg. So don't count your chickens before they hatch. All right? This is class 299. And I'm going to continue with Nigel Perkins. Do you remember? Mr. Perkins, Nigel Perkins, the private detective and businessman. Okay, one more time, one reading. Nigel Perkins, this week, esta semana ha sido, this week has been a busy one for Nigel. He's had to work more than usual because his company has discovered some very important evidence. 2 months ago, a large life insurance company asked Nigel's firm to investigate an unusual case. Un caso poco usual. An unusual case. A 62-year-old man had died 6 months before, and his 32-year-old wife, an ex-model, had received $7 million from the insurance company. The man died of a heart attack. During the investigation, Nigel's company discovered that the woman had bought a large amount of medicine for people who suffer hemophilia. It's the worst kind of medicine for people who have bad blood circulation. Nigel was a good friend of the man who had died. He felt it was his obligation to help personally in the investigation. Okay. Diseccionemos. Let's dissect a little bit. This week has been a busy one, or a busy week. Puedes repetir week, no es redundante. This week has been a busy week for Nigel. He's had to work. Yo he tenido que trabajar mucho también en mi vida. I've had to work a lot in my life. And Nigel has had to work a lot in his life too. Yeah. And this week he's had to work more than usual. More than usual because his company has discovered some very important evidence. Conjuve otra vez. Evidence, very important evidence. 2 months ago, fíjate, como lo acabo de decir, hace 2 meses, como lo acabo de pronunciar, 2 months ago. 1 month, sonido de TH al final, month, paz. La paz es lo mismo, forma fonética, que decir en la palabra española paz. Badajoz, la paz en Badajoz. Month, exactly the same. However, when native speakers, when we say meses in plural, we usually don't say months. We say months. 2 months ago. Months. Como si fuera TS, months. Nos facilita para nosotros la fonética. Para ti no lo sé. 2 months ago. So, 2 months ago, a large life insurance company asked Nigel's firm to investigate, con V, to investigate an unusual case, un caso poco usual, poco habitual. An unusual case. A 62-year-old man had died of a heart attack. Well, had died 6 months before. And his wife, his 32-year-old wife, an ex-model, had received $7 million from the insurance company. The man died of a heart attack. Died of. Claro. La gente dice, ¿de qué ha muerto? What did he die of? What did he die of? 6 months ago. He died 6 months ago. Yes, he died 6 months ago. Did he die of natural causes? Causas naturales. Natural. Did he die? Did he die? Did he die? Did he die? Do a did he dum did he do? Did he die? Fíjate en la dureza de la D inglesa. Did he die? Did he die? Did he die of natural causes? Well, a heart attack? Do you consider that natural causes? He was only 62. I mean, do you consider that death by natural causes? I don't know. I don't. And Nigel doesn't. And the insurance company doesn't consider it a natural death. The insurance company smells a rat. Huele una rata. That means something suspicious. It's a suspicious case. So, he died of a heart attack 6 months ago. He died of a heart attack. Heart. Fíjate en la pronunciación. Heart. It was heart. So this man, the 62-year-old man, died of a heart. Murió de un ataque al corazón. He died of a. Estoy usando la D para la conectividad. Died of a, como trampolín, died of a heart attack. Yes. But the insurance company didn't think his death was natural. $7 million. The 32-year-old woman, ex-modelo, received $7 million. It's a lot of money. So the company decided to investigate, and they contacted Nigel's firm to conduct the investigation, to perform the investigation. Pero se dice más conduct. To do, realizar, llevar a cabo. To do the investigation, to conduct the investigation. And did they find anything? Yes, they did. The first piece of evidence, se dice trozo de evidencia para la primera prueba. The first piece of evidence was they discovered that the woman, the model, the ex-model, had bought large amounts of medication or medicine for people who suffer hemophilia. And her husband, her dead husband, didn't suffer hemophilia. And she didn't suffer hemophilia either. In fact, women don't suffer hemophilia. Women carry hemophilia. Women are carriers, and men suffer the illness, hemophilia. But why did she buy so much medicine for hemophilia? We don't know yet. And besides, if the man died of a heart attack, it means that perhaps his blood circulation was not good. He needed a blood thinner to make the blood less thick, a blood thinner. Like taking aspirin is good for a person with bad blood circulation. It thins the blood. But hemophilia does the opposite. It makes the blood thicker, más espesa la sangre. And that's the worst medicine you can give a person who is a potential heart attack victim, a potential. So apparently, al parecer, por lo visto, apparently, this man, the 62-year-old man, had bad blood circulation, or was a potential heart attack victim. And his wife maybe knew this, and she changed maybe the label, and she gave him the wrong kind of medicine and he died of a heart attack. Nigel was a good friend of the man. That's why. ¿Cómo se dice? Es por eso, por lo que se está involucrando él personalmente. ¿Por qué se involucra él ahora? Normalmente delega todo. Normally, he delegates everything. But now, he wants to get involved. Quiere involucrarse. Now he wants to get involved. Involved. Mucho V aquí. Involved. Dos Vs. Alfalfa. Involved. Involved. All right. He wants to get involved. Involucrarse is to get involved. Ahora voy a decirlo con el verbo to be, no to get. He wants to be involved. Se quiere estar involucrado. O sea, estar involucrado is to be involved. Involucrarse is to get involved. Estar casado is to be married. Casarse is to get married. If your objective is to be married, the first step is to get married, right? Now, if you want to be involved, you need to get involved. If you want to be ready, first you have to get ready. So, he got involved in the case, and he's involved now. That's why this week has been a busy week for Nigel Perkins. Yes, sir. He was a good friend of the man. They were good friends. Eran buenos amigos. They were good friends. Yes. That is why, that is why, contraigamos, that's why. Esta expresión, that's why, es por esa razón, for that reason, is correct. But we usually say that's why. Es por eso por lo que se involucró. That's why he got involved. Okay. He felt it was his obligation. Okay. To help personally in the investigation. Escucha, he felt. Estoy usando el verbo sentir, to feel. Sintió que era su obligación. Suena un poco raro en español. O sea, pensó, creía que era su obligación. He felt, but feel, I've told you in previous classes, to feel is sentir. I can feel a book, I can feel a watch, I can feel another two books, I can feel. Okay, es a sense, es un sentido del tacto, is to feel. Feel. Now, siento el calor de las luces. I can. Fíjate que siempre digo I can. I can feel the heat of the lights on my face and on my body. Feel. Pero feel se usa como pensar. Con el corazón participa también. Pensar con corazonadas, muchas veces dice feel. Mira, hacer esto ahora, I feel it's not the right time. Creo que no es el momento más propicio para iniciar este proyecto, en mi opinión. I think is perfectly correct. I think it's not the right time. I feel. And we use it a lot. So Nigel felt that it was his obligation to help personally, in the investigation. All right. One more quick read, and then we'll go to unit number 20. Well, we'll continue. This week has been a busy one for Nigel. He's had to work more than usual because his company has discovered some very important evidence. 2 months ago, a large life insurance company asked Nigel's firm to investigate an unusual case. A 62-year-old man died 6 months ago, and his 32-year-old wife, an ex-model, received $7 million from the insurance company. The man died of a heart attack. During the investigation, Nigel's company discovered that the woman had bought, había comprado, pluscuamperfecto, the woman had bought a large amount of medicine for people who suffer hemophilia. It's the worst kind of medicine for people who have bad blood circulation. Nigel was a good friend of the man who had died. He felt it was his obligation to help personally in the investigation, to get involved. Well, we will see at a later date. We will see later on. We will see later. Pero si digo later, es como si dentro de 5 minutos. Later. Later on means más adelante. Later on. But also there's an expression, which is a silly expression in English, at a later date. Una fecha posterior. But people say it a lot, especially in more formal situations. We will come back to Nigel and his interesting investigation at a later date or later on. Be patient. If you're not patient, well, you can hacer trampa. You can cheat and go forward and continue the story. Eh? All right? So, point 23, unit 26, page 291. The same as, my God, different than, different to, different from. Ojo, esto es curioso. For me, when I came to Spain and started teaching English, I remember I had one student whose English level was not bad. And he said, it's different to the situation. The situation in Spain is different to the situation in your country, Richard. I said, no, different to, no, different from, or different than. He said, oh, my teachers teach me different too. It's because in Great Britain they say different too. In America we say different from. But it's different than, diferente que, or diferente a. Than is correct on both sides. Yes. This pencil is a different color than this one. The color of this pencil is different than the color of this one. This pencil is different from this one, this different too. The British don't say different from, I think. So, vamos con than. So, the same as, different than. The same as. Well, is this pencil the same color as this one? No, it's not. It's a different color than this one. All right. Is this table the same color as my shirt? Oh, yeah, more or less. This table is white and my shirt's white, so they are the same color. They aren't different colors. They aren't different colors. Is your name the same as mine? My name is Richard. Is your name Ricardo? No? Okay. Then your name is different than mine. My name is different than yours. Yes. The same as, different than. It's very easy. Yes, it's very easy. But the reason at the beginning of every unit we do 1/2 is the same as 50%. Why? When I was making this method 25 years ago, why did I put the first point on every unit reviewing the same as, with percentages and fractions, etc.? Why? Because Spanish people never say the same as. They always say the same than or the same that. My shirt is the same color as yours. The same color as yours. I live in the same country as you. We live in the same country. I live in Spain and you live in Spain. So, you live in the same country as I do. Or the same country as me. Se dice más mí, pero es incorrecto. It's me. And I live in the same country as you do. We live in the same country. We don't live in different countries. Now, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, he lives in a different country than I do. He lives in the States and I live in Spain. So, the same as, different than. Should. Point 24. Should. Should. Yes. You know, when I say, for example, escuela, the Spanish word. Should I put an accent or not? I shouldn't. No, there isn't an accent in escuela. Okay, but if I say espejo, is there an accent on the E? Should I put Should I put an accent on the E? No, you shouldn't. Espejo doesn't have an accent. Okay. Let me think of another. Coche. Should I put an accent on that? No, you shouldn't. Well, what words should I put accents on? Well, many words. Well, for example, fue. Él fue un gran hombre. Should I put an accent over the E? No, you shouldn't. But I've seen it. I've seen an accent on that. Yes, but that's Spanish from 100 years ago or 50 years ago. The Royal Academy of the Language says that you shouldn't put an accent on fue nor fui. And solo, yo solo quiero estar solo. I only want to be alone. Now, I say solo 2 times. Yo solo quiero estar solo. Which solo should I put an accent over? Well, neither one. Well, wait a minute. In one case, solo means only. And in the other case, solo means alone. I only want to be alone. That's all I want. Now, where should I put the accent? You shouldn't put the accent over in either one. Neither one has. Well, I've seen solo with an accent, yes, but about 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, the Royal Academy of the Language eliminated the need to put an accent over the O for solo when it means only, when it means solamente. So, you shouldn't put an accent on the word solo in any case, neither when it means alone nor when it means only. You shouldn't put an accent. All right. In your opinion, should I speak only English in this class? What should I do in the future? You know, we're moving forward, we're progressing, so you don't need to hear Spanish. So, do you think I should speak only English from now on? Well, Richard, I think you should speak predominantly English, but sometimes to clarify more quickly a grammatical point, you can use Spanish. So you shouldn't abandon Spanish completely. Should and shouldn't. All right. Should. Should is, I've spoken about this. Should has 3 different meanings. One is un suave, yo diría suave imperativo moral. Digo suave. Imperativo moral. Cosas que debemos ser o debemos hacer. Debemos ser corteses con los demás. We should be. We should be courteous or polite to other people. Debemos ayudar a la gente necesitada. We should help people in need. En necesidad. We should help people in need. We should, siempre debemos hacer lo mejor que podemos. We should always do the best we can. Yo lo llamo suave imperativo moral. Okay. Should also es debería. Oye, no deberías hacerlo de esa manera. You shouldn't do it that way. Deberías hacerlo de esta manera. You should. Ya es recomendación. No es suave imperativo moral. Es recomendación. Sugerencia. Creo que deberías hacerlo de esta manera. Es mejor que la otra. You should do it this way. Not that way. Yes. What should I do? ¿Qué debo hacer? ¿Qué debería hacer? ¿Qué debo hacer? What should I do? I don't know what to do. Well, I think you should speak to your wife about this. But I think you should speak to her. Deberías hablar con ella. Si se entera mal. O sea, si se lo dices tú, you should. So I think you should speak to your wife. And finally, the third meaning of should is, y la L es super muda aquí, should. No digas nunca should. The third meaning is con toda seguridad o seguramente, con toda probabilidad. Pues mira, Pedro salió de Madrid en coche hace 3 horas, camino de Barcelona, pues estará seguramente en Zaragoza, o cerca de Zaragoza. So he should be, around. He should be in Zaragoza, crossing Zaragoza. He should be near Zaragoza right now. That's 3 hours ago he left. Yeah, it's about 3 hours. It's about 6 hours to Barcelona. So he should be. Estará con toda probabilidad. Debería estar. Deberá estar. We say in English. Lo que decimos en inglés. He should be. All right. How much time do I have, Marta? We have 1 minute. Point 25. Translation booklet. Yeah. List number 5. Yeah. This is easy. We'll start it in the next class. I'm looking at it. The first sentence is, no juegues con eso. Don't play with that. Marta, don't play with that. Don't play with my feelings. No juegues con mis sentimientos. Marta, don't play with my feelings. Marta's standing behind the camera now, not over there. She's going to do the final countdown. Marta, don't play with my feelings. Okay. Marta never plays with my feelings. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care.